So new, these beautiful coils can defy gravity, but often they can also become a cause for discrimination in the workplace.
Oh, hair is so important. The first thing you see when you see someone is their hairstyle. People make judgments.
Anastasia is a stylist who specialises in textured hair. The demand for natural styles has become more popular, but when she opened her salon 30 years ago, this was not the case.
These clients coming in, they're just qualified at the bar, employers, maybe they've had their hair locked for a long time, and they're coming really concerned that they won't be accepted with their locked hairstyle, and they're coming for the big top, and that is disturbing deeply.
3 decades later, and it's a trend that hasn't gone away. I went to work at a fast food restaurant, and I came in with my natural hair, and my manager sent me home that day. I felt really shocked and upset. I wasn't expecting it to be such a big issue, and I was really upset that my colleagues were getting paid that day and I wasn't, just because of my hairstyle. And this doesn't only happen in the workplace.
It also happens for black children that go into school. Can you imagine being a child and being told that your hair is not suitable for an educational environment? It's just not acceptable.
A letter has been sent to the Equality and Human Rights Commission calling for textured hair to become a protected characteristic.
Even in the House of Parliament, I've experienced hair discrimination. My natural hair is much bigger, with much lighter curls, and with the hair that I have today, I've experienced Afro hair discrimination. So it is an issue that needs to be stamped out from this point onwards.
Here, Afro hair is something to be celebrated, and stylists are offered a masterclass in textured hair.
So also,
and hopefully soon, Afro hair and protected styles will become protected characteristics. Shimano empowering stylists.
Let's take this afternoon, coming up for you in a few minutes, as the government faces mounting pressure to enact its COVID plan. We will be speaking to the Vice Chairman of the NERTAC Advisory.
Damien Easton, high identification for your options. So we've got a medical update coming your way. And John, we kind of stole a Casey Court question today from television, but we'll explain why and everything, and then give you the results of the poll that we saw on TV not that long ago. It's coming up here shortly. Right now, our final check of weather traffic is John.
And weather is brought to you by Scrap Mark Metals Recycling. Recycle smart in a clean, safe environment. Beautiful today, high of 78. Right now, it's 52 and fair. Casey Traffic is brought by Plaza Tire Service. Not much really to talk about. One thing was on board here about 36 minutes ago. They expected clearance of the accident at 8:54, so we'll get close to that time. There was an accident I-64 westbound at 170. That's KG Traffic brought by Plaza Tire Service.
Plaza Tire Service at Dixie Diver, Mini Totes, and Velcro Tops. These great looking going on tires and save big exclusively at Plaza Tire Service. KG95 presents Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Christmas Eve and Other Stories, playing 2 shows at Enterprise Center on December 30th. Tickets on sale now.
Television number 2. Engines and transmissions starting at just $125.
Yeah, just saw on TV, decided in case you have a question. So commercial for White Castle, they showed the 1921 slider, how thicker it is than the normal slider that we all know and love and stuff like that. And it has lettuce and tomato and cheddar cheese and pickles and caramelized grilled onions, even the U-Man said, I gotta try that sucker for you. So yeah, you should too. And remember, it's served on their signature club, fresh from their own baked goods. Another thing, it was DNA pack at White Castle. They have the 1921 slider. Get it now. They're just rated by Castle.
There's no better place to shop than Disney Taylor's over 7 vehicles to choose from. If you want gorgeous redesign, check out the Grand Cherokee L at David Tate. The highly versatile Grand Cherokee L has spacious 3-row seating, offers 3 available 4x4 systems, all-weather capability, all-new exterior design, and is equipped for your safety and security. David Taylor, Chrysler Dodge Jeep brand, on both sides of the river. Metro Transit is now hiring mechanics with starting pay over $29 an hour. Interested? Then don't miss the mechanic hiring event Saturday, November 6th at the Metro Transit Development Garage. For more info and to register, visit metrostlouis.org.
And again, the government says it's ramping up the COVID vaccination programme for children aged between 12 and 15 during half-term week. But is it that age group which is driving cases and deaths? Sky Science correspondent Thomas Moore. COVID just won't go away. Latest figures show there have been more than 1,700 cases reported in the last 24 hours. The seventh day in a row that have been over 40,000. Another 223 people who died, the highest daily number since March. But that may partly because of delayed reporting. So what is going on? Well, these are the case rates by age group, by far the highest for children aged between 10 and 19. 1,100 infected in every 100,000. A long way behind younger children with a rate of 5 and 6. Then there's people in their 40s, and perhaps parents of those children are much more sensitive. In other age groups, cases are much lower. So the current wave is still largely confined to children who are unlikely to become seriously ill. Who's being admitted to hospital then? Well, the older you are, the more at risk you are. And that's as true now as it was at the start of the pandemic. Admission rates for the over-age 5-year-olds are 27 in every 100,000. That's 8 times higher. So infection rates are high. The young hospital admission rates are really high and old. Drawing together is the vaccine rollout. Just 16% of 12 to 15-year-olds have their first dose, which blocks vulnerable children from the virus spreading easily. In the elderly, immunity is waning, which is why the booster doses are being rolled out. But so far, only 46% of the age-ratings have had a booster. So again, lots of people are increasingly vulnerable until they get their top dose. Stepping up the vaccination rollout and the young is the way to stop the surge of infections and short-circuit the rise of pressure.
The engine has full attention.
Joining us now, Peter Openshaw, Professor of Experimental Medicine at Imperial College London, Vice Chair of the Nerve Type Advisory Group, speaking to us in personal capacity. Good afternoon to you, Professor. So, where are we going with this? The government seems to be sticking to its guns across the party. The Business Secretary telling scientists this morning, no lockdown, or certainly no national lockdown. Do you think we're going to have some kind of restrictions?
Hi, this is Brian with the last week on
very worried indeed about these sustained high levels of transmission, particularly in some sectors of society, but it is having a knock-on effect in terms of serious disease in people with weak immune systems or who haven't had their vaccines or haven't had booster vaccines and are suffering from waning immunity. So I do think we really have to intensify the vaccine rollout, but also not rely just on vaccines, but consider other measures as well. Of course, we're not in the same position as this time last year, given the fact we do have the vaccines, but the number of hospitalisations is going up. That kind of break a bit between hospitalisations and deaths and vaccines, but with the winter approaching, clearly a number of people, certainly in the NHS, have cause for concern.
Absolutely, and I think that particularly those working in intensive care are seeing a really high rate of admission due to COVID, and I'm afraid that is largely amongst people who have either not had vaccines or haven't been able to respond to vaccines. So vaccines are extremely good at preventing serious disease and death, but not necessarily so good at preventing infection of your nose with the virus, which allows you to transmit the virus.
And of course, the number of deaths has gone up to a high, hasn't it? More than 200, the biggest number since March. We should read too much into that because those figures came out on a Tuesday where there has been a weekend lag. Is it time for the government to put in place this plan B?
Well, to my mind, 200 deaths per day is 200 deaths too many. I mean, I do think the government is having to make some sort of judgment in its mind about what the trade-off is between introducing measures and allowing the allowing the economy to open up. But I think 200 deaths a day is just too many. I would, however, say that we've had nearly 140,000 deaths in the UK, and about 60,000 deaths saved because of these really amazing vaccines that we've had. So vaccines are a great way of preventing death.
What then is the answer to controlling this, getting the figures down?
Well, I think there's a problem because of a lot of rather mixed messages about whether we should or shouldn't be wearing masks, whether vaccine passports are necessary in order to enter crowded environments where transmission is probable. In most other Western European countries, most other countries really with sophisticated public health are really going much harder on masks and on restrictions of going into crowded venues, and I'm afraid I think we need to do that. It doesn't need to be a full lockdown, but in my view, we really do need to redouble our efforts to prevent community transmission.
So therefore, if not a full lockdown, what is this? More mandatory mask wearing? Certainly, look at the UK. They're less used in England than the other nations. Is that an answer? Working from home, more avoiding crowded spaces, basic things perhaps?
Yes, and many of us who are afraid of catching COVID are doing that as much as we possibly can. And I think the more people who can take personal precautions, the better. But I do think we need to have very clear leadership from the government and from those who are planning how to prevent further deaths, further admissions. We need to have very clear messaging coming out about the benefits of masks and avoiding crowded indoor spaces.
Do you think the government will be listening to the advice it's been getting? We remember what happened last year. We're going to have several days of Christmas, weren't we? And then it turned virtually into nothing.
Yes, I mean, the government, I think is being bombarded with different views from different.
So let's see what happens. Professor Peter Openshaw, many thanks indeed for your time today. Thank you. Let's have a look at the weather, shall we? Wet for many today, then drier, much colder heading into the weekend. Cooler than recently this afternoon with a stiff wind. The southern parts will stay quite mild. England and Wales will mostly have sunny spells and showers into the evening, but northern England will see prolonged rain for a time, while the southwest will see heavy rain moving in. Further north, Scotland will see outbreaks of rain and some mountain snow spreading from the north, with more scattered showers following. Ireland and Northern Ireland will be mostly fine, but you can expect a few showers. Southern England will see heavy rain and coastal gales tonight, with more showery outbreaks moving in later. Elsewhere, showery rain over southern Scotland will spread to most parts, with clear skies and the odd, mainly coastal shower following. It is going to turn much colder, more often. Good to see you this afternoon. Coming up in a few minutes, calls for the government to introduce a COVID winter plan B, with hospitals said to be on the edge of a crisis. More to come after. Hello, this is Sky News 3 o'clock information. Coming up today, winter lockdown ruled out after NHS bosses urged the government to bring back COVID restrictions. A rise in drink spiking sparks student calls for a boycott of nightclubs. Also, Hedleen cancels her trip to Northern Ireland on doctor's orders. Inflation falls unexpectedly, but concerns it could accelerate throughout the rest of the year. And Steve Bruce leaves Newcastle United by mutual consent after the Saudi takeover. Afternoon, thank you for joining us this Wednesday. So the Business Secretary has told Sky News another lockdown is not on the cards. This comes as NHS leaders warn that the government is at risk of stumbling into a winter crisis unless it acts now to enforce its COVID Plan B. Health Secretary Sajid Javid will hold a coronavirus news briefing at 5 p.m. today. We will, of course, bring you that live. Well, let's look at this Plan B then. Under the proposals, the public would be told clearly and urgently about the need to exercise caution to help control the virus, with face coverings once again becoming a legal requirement in some settings. It would mean the work from home mandate could be reintroduced. And the government would also have the option to make COVID vaccine certificates mandatory in certain scenarios. Now, earlier, the chief executive of the NHS Confederation told Sky News that action must be taken immediately.
What's frustrating is that the government has said that it is the pressure on the health service will be the determinant of whether or not they act. I speak to health leaders every day in every part of the service, ambulance services, mental health services, the acute sector. I haven't spoken to a single one who doesn't say that they are incredibly stretched. It's only going to get worse. So the government needs to act on its promise, and its promise is to try to protect the NHS from becoming overwhelmed. And that's what we need to act now in order to head off that. And if we don't, I'm afraid we will once again, and we have been here before, we will stumble into the crisis.
Let's join our political correspondent Joe Pike, who's at Westminster now. So stumbling into a crisis, says Matthew Taylor. Any sign the government might budge on this?
I think they, Nick, would argue they are taking action immediately, just not quite the action some in the medical community want. We are still on plan A, but as a sort of addition to that, the government clearly wanted to communicate a lot around their booster programme. That certainly has been faltering. The Telegraph today saying 2/3 of care home residents are still awaiting theirs. That at their peak we saw 600,000 booster vaccines handed out a day. Now we're down to around 200,000. That is a worry, and that's why this morning in the Sun newspaper there seems to be the start of a government campaign to get people to get going if they are eligible. That front page said readers should put rocket boosters under the stuttering jabs rollout. It's time for a lift. But also the Prime Minister this afternoon has tweeted, as we get closer to winter, make sure you get a booster jab when offered to maintain your protection against COVID and keep your loved ones safe. Now, we're currently on plan A. Plan C or D perhaps is a lockdown. The government making very, very clear today that is not going to happen. They also don't really, I think, Nick, want to talk about plan B too much. We know it's there, it's been explained to us, but the problem with having a plan B is as soon as you pull that lever or break the glass and press the big red button and people start to worry, you can see a dip in consumer confidence and business confidence too. This is what Kwasi, the business secretary, told Sky News.
Conversation about restrictions on travel, restrictions on more lockdowns is completely unhelpful. I think we've had a huge job of work getting the vaccine rollout to the point that we could reopen the economy. That was the main thing we were focused on this year. That has worked, and what we want to do is manage the situation as it is. We don't want to go back into lockdown or into further restrictions.
And Stephen Riker, who, as you know, is a member of SAGE, is advocating Plan C and saying that we can't rule out another lockdown.
No, I would rule that out.
Kate Burley there quoting Stephen Riker. Others are quoting Sir Patrick Bowne, the Chief Scientific Advisor. He told MPs early this year, the lesson from the early stage of the pandemic is to go earlier than you think you want to. Waiting and watching simply does not work. What will be fascinating at 5 p.m. when the Health Secretary speaks is there a difference in tone between what he's saying and what some of the scientific and medical experts at that news conference are saying? Boris Johnson also knows that many of his backbenchers, including those in the COVID recovery group, really do not want further restrictions. The plan at the moment, Nick, seems to be a sort of A-, focusing on behavioural change, trying to encourage people to be a little bit more cautious, perhaps, but also ensure those who are eligible do get their vaccine boosters.
Thanks, Nick. Let me just tell you, you can take a look at the number of coronavirus cases in your area with our special UK Daily COVID Tracker. That's available on our website, skynews.com, and on the Sky News app. And as the government faces pressure to enact its COVID plan, be a reminder for you that the Health Secretary, Sajid Javid, is going to be holding that news conference a little later today. We will bring you that live in its entirety from 5 p.m. Now, one of the UK's top epidemiologists has warned that COVID booster vaccines needs to be rolled out faster to keep people safe this winter. Sky's Aisha Zahid has the latest for us from the booster jab clinic for NHS staff in Southampton.
Well, they're very much keeping an optimistic attitude here. They acknowledge that it is going to be a difficult winter. It always is a difficult winter, but they are determined that they will be able to cope with it. Like you said, they're in the midst of giving booster jabs to their staff members at this clinic here. More than 250 staff members will get that booster jab today. And the Trust also run a number of clinics across the area for members of the public there. They're seeing around 500 people pass by whenever the clinic is open. Of course, we have seen discourse more widely, concerns over the fact that the booster jab program perhaps isn't moving quick enough, but they're very much optimistic here. Here's what Louise Zamra, the coordinator of the COVID vaccination and screening program in this area, told us.
Everybody is just as enthusiastic to get their booster as they were with their first and second dose. The difference is that there's a 6-month gatekeeper there, so where everybody was getting their first and second doses, they have to be over 6 months before they qualify to get their booster uptake. But as soon as they qualify, people are coming in to get their jab, and there is a lot of positivity around it.
So it's going well for them here, but of course that isn't the picture across the whole of the country. So far we know more than 3.8 million people have had their booster jab, but 4 million people eligible haven't. And just to note, people eligible include elderly people and those more vulnerable 6 months after they've had their second dose. Now, the booster jab's incredibly important because they help provide even more immunity. Professor Paul Moss spoke to Kay Burley earlier this morning. He said rising numbers of COVID cases could come down to the fact that antibodies wane over time, as well as the increased freedoms we're currently seeing. Now, case numbers are at the highest they've been since March. Case rate stands at 463 per 100,000 people, and the latest daily case figure stood at 35,577. And of course, as you mentioned, we saw the highest number of deaths since March yesterday as well. That number was 223. And the NHS Confederation Chief Executive has said that the government needs to be enforcing Plan B to help combat the situation before it worsens, saying that there's overwhelming evidence that we must act to avoid a crisis this winter.
I should start here for us there in Southend. Now, the Home Secretary has asked for an urgent update from the police following reports that the number of women being drugged at house parties and nightclubs, some of them with injections, is on the rise. Over the last month, incidents of drink spiking have been reported in cities across the UK, including Leeds, Nottingham, Durham and Edinburgh. Our correspondent Intiman Rashid has been looking into this case.
Police are investigating right across the country multiple reports of these incidents as universities have reopened, as nightlife has reopened following the pandemic. There's clearly been a surge of people back into nightclubs, and as a result, what police are saying is that they have received a surge in calls of reported spiking incidents. But what is alarming, and what we have seen, and we've heard from over 20 women here at Sky News, that they seem to have injected with the drugs, have spiked through injection. That's what more than 20 young women have been claiming as they've been speaking to us over the last few days, and that's really caused alarm, particularly on social media. And as a result, police forces, as we know it, across the country have now been investigating this issue. And so far, it's got to the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, asking police forces to look into this matter as well. You mentioned there a petition that a young woman called Hannah Thompson in Glasgow, who said that she had friends who'd actually been spiked by injection or by injection, and as a result, that petition over 100,000 signatures. So that will be officially considered in Parliament. That was a petition to strengthen measures of security as people go into nightclubs, to do more searches of those who will go into nightclubs. And this all boils down to women's safety once again. But let's actually hear from of this injection spiking. I spoke to Sarah Buckle yesterday in Nottingham, who goes to university there, and she told me the experiences that she faced a couple of weeks ago when she
I have no memory of anything going on. And we apparently got in a taxi, just one of the Nottingham City ones, and I was just started throwing up, which is again weird because if I just after drinking, but apparently in the taxi, no, something's really wrong here because Sarah, and apparently when I was throwing up, I was almost in and out of consciousness instantly, which is just strange. It's really out of character. And then I just started apparently, which I don't remember, and like coming in and out of consciousness. Taxi, they called the ambulance because we were coming back home, but my friends could tell they was just not too drunk. There is something really, really wrong.
Now we have women's safety at the Metropolitan.
Draws you because there's red lines.
I just can't believe, like, as I'm sitting here going, this seems like season 1. I mean, look at they even looked at it.
So did you see? Have you seen?
Her hair's long again. Yeah, Shiv's hair's long. Shiv's hair's long. And I was like, wait. And Kieran Culkin left the company again?
Yeah, right. Why? Hey,
and Mark goes, wait, they're flying to the game again?
Wait, did you see? Have you then not seen?
We saw it. Yes, we saw it. Spoiler alert, we did see it.
Says we're going all beast on
There's always a lie. Sorry. There's always a line. We say it every time that Brian Cox has a line in every episode. Eat it. You make it your ringtone. That's the
It's so good once out the door. Does he say full or something?
Well, he says the F word.
That's what I thought.
But it's amazing. Full. That's it. I'm like, we're gonna beast up.
That's what we're doing. Johnny Ryan, full beast.
Do you know that Mark, you know this because I showed it to you and you've all seen it. Mark, 1 year line that I loved so much from 2, that Mark got me a purse with that etched on the side of it.
Can you say?
Every line has the F word in it, but it's amazing. He got me a purse with that line, and because it spoke to me so much.
And you can only use that purse at certain times.
I use it in every day. You guys, it is like
it plays into
real Hollywood purse. Take care. You know what I mean? Sorry, I know my eyelashes are getting stuck together because we shot a lot of Halloween yesterday, and let me just say something. I was something I don't typically wear. A thong, number 1. And number 2, full body makeup. Now, thank you for asking, Ryan. Full body makeup is like, but they put it on your entire body because I was essentially naked on the show. You're welcome, America and Canada.
Machine alone in that scene?
You taped your version of what I'm doing, but anyway, yes, you did. You sent it to me. I'll give you a hint.
But you're inside mine.
Yes.
You have to wait. It's days away.
Anyway, let me just say this. So, I did what I had to do, and I noticed when I looked around on the floor, because yes, I was on the floor. I looked around on the floor and I noticed that there was like me, where I had been body prints of myself in makeup on the floor. Then I showered and I toweled off. And when I toweled off, I mean, not to mention the orange washcloth that I left behind from the body makeup and the scrub.
It was white.
Then the towel was also orange. Then I went to work out. Went over to Anna Cousin. And we worked out. And as I was standing on the yoga box doing some leg lifts,
high intensity,
I noticed that there was orange dripping off of my legs into my sneakers, running down the side of the box and onto the white towel. And as I'm wiping off, I paid for new white towels. I apologize for what's happening here. And I threw the towels into the laundry bin, and then I showered again. Second shower. I dry off. Orange all over the place. Now, there are people that wear body makeup every day. Every single day. Oh, yes.
What do they do? What do they do?
I'm beginning to think maybe they don't wash it off. It's just layers upon layers upon layers. I am somebody that doesn't, like, if I could get away with doing this show without makeup on, if Yelmer wouldn't lose his panties, I would be barefaced every day. I'm not a makeup person.
He said, do whatever you want, whenever you wish. No makeup.
Yelman, do you remember the one episode with no makeup, and you were like, we better put a press order.
Let's get ahead of it.
let's get out of this. No, once they see my face, that I'm not wearing makeup. Anyway, so
your eyelashes.
So I also had false eyelashes on, and even though I've washed my face 10,000 times, the glue is still somehow there, and I'm slow blinking. The glue is stuck together a little bit.
We'll get a slow-mo of that later. Great show for you today. Mariska Hargitay.
And Cisco is here. He's backstage. And Deja and I will be dancing to that in the rafters if you need us.
All right, now it's time for Live's Good Vibes Trivia. Here we go. Shaking it.
That's Addison Dahl from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hey, I like that there's a beware sign by the front door leading out. Like beware.
Beware the world outside, which we all know is true. All right, let's say hello to Teresa Harper from Yakima, Washington, who watches us on K8PP. Teresa.
Good morning, Ryan.
Hey, good morning. What'd you catch here on your fishing chain?
So I went fishing with my niece this year, and the first time I went in years, and I was some trout, and I was really excited because I finally caught something.
And did you prepare the trout? Did you eat the trout?
You know what? I cleaned it, but I gave it to my niece to try.
Did you ever go fly fishing?
I never have. It looks like a lot of fun. I wish I could.
My favorite part of the fish is the cheek.
Oh, yeah, the cheek. Yes, of course. That's my kids always fight over the cheek.
There's nothing there, but if you get a little.
It's the sweetest part of the fish. That's an Italian thing.
Obviously.
Italians love the cheek.
I learned that in my Italian language class. Okay, all of our callers are 2 statements, one is true.
Is that before or after you get pulled out?
We don't call it that in time.
Okay.
One is true, one is false. Hey, if you stump us, you'll win. And we're about to have the holiday ones. It's one of the final originals.
You do realize you've been talking about we're about to have the holiday.
Well, I keep asking you. You showed it, or didn't you approve it months ago?
I did. I approved it months ago.
We approved it months ago. When does it happen? After our kids had it? But whenever we decide to do it. So after Halloween should happen. When are the decorations going up in the city for Christmas?
I mean, if you go into any Walmart, Kmart, they're up. They've been up for since August. There's the pumpkins next to the Santa Clauses, next to the trees, next to the.
We should have had these by now.
By the way, I've got to tell you now that I have been in Michigan, what New York City needs is like a mega store, like a real mega store. Do you know what I mean? I know that
all of the Americas, or just one store?
I mean like a store, like a giant mart of some kind.
We need space.
I understand that. I'm just saying. Sorry, Teresa. Teresa's like, hello.
Teresa, yes. No, but Kelly is working on her commercial real estate adventures.
There are places in the world you can get everything that you need, Teresa. You probably know about this.
Yeah. So the good news, Teresa, is Kelly's pursuit of commercial real estate has caused you a win. You have no time for this. So you get them up. We're out of time for that portion. Congratulations so much for this game. All right, spin the wheel. See what
I like milk. Jeans.
Milk, denim.
Jeans.
Neosport.
Demi-Tots. Neosport.
One place called Amazon.
Yeah. Well, but there's also stores. Yeah. You're playing for a $1,000 gift card to Butcher Box, Teresa. You have 20 seconds and only one guess.
Okay, Teresa, here we go. On yesterday's show, What kind of dog did we say stowed away in their owner's luggage when they were leaving for a trip to Las Vegas? 20 seconds and one yes.
It was a 5-pound chihuahua.
Congratulations.
Teresa's like, now you guys are quiet?
Thank you. Doing all of that. Tracy, have a great day. Congratulations. All right. Thanks for watching. See you right back.
Still ahead on 5. Cisco will perform his hit song, La Song. We'll open up Kelly and Ryan's inbox to hear your comments and questions. And coming up next, Mariska Hargitay.
I'm still wowed by what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to AFib, not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I want that. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk better than warfarin and has less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis has both. Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or have normal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. The number 1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
It came a long way to be found by you. Buy more, spot up. Shop now at HomeGoods.com.
This week on The View, Parker's guest co-hosting, Annalisa Wright, plus the cast of News Eggs with the Ladies, and Susie Essman is here. It's all on the most watched #1 daytime talk show, The View.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation trouble, like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural. Fixing it is crucial. Call Woods, the all things basementy experts, and fix it forever.
If you are unable to work due to COVID-related health issues or other illnesses or injuries, you may be entitled to Social Security disability benefits. To find out if you qualify, fill out the form on CassinCarroll.com. There is no fee unless you win your claim.
There's a place you love music. The Sea. Sing her a song. Get super shine. Pull out flowers.
Family Feud. Tonight at 6 on ABC 30.
She's back, everybody. She's the Emmy Award-winning actress who stars as Olivia Benson on Law & Order SVU, which is in its 23rd season. Welcome back to the show, Mariska Hargitay.
We'll be in violation.
Thank you so much to be here.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you. Now, what's going on? I can't believe, I feel like you probably just wrapped 3 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Yes, and you just woke up.
I just woke up like this. I don't know how I do it.
So you're gearing up for Halloween, which I hear you love. That you
Guys, I'm going full face on Halloween.
Have you seen it?
I will tell you something. Have I seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
Break it down.
I watched 2 years in I don't know, on a Sunday and then a little bit into Monday.
Right.
I couldn't stop. Like, my kids are like, Mommy, I'm hungry. And I'm like, sweetie, not now.
Yeah.
Get some Pop-Tarts, work it out. I watched it with my mother-in-law, who I love more than life itself, and we were obsessed. And we too I think, did you just go to the screening?
No, we did not go to the screening. Well, I did.
We hacked into HBO Max.
I went to the screening.
I'm so afraid to go to the screening.
I went to a screening, and I had so many lines to learn the next day, so if I'm not great at that episode, you know why. Right. But I had so many lines to learn, and they asked me, before they even asked, I said, yes, I'll go, and I go by myself, and I saw a shift. I'm like this is me, ready? Trying to be cool.
Yep.
Oh my God, that shift!
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, but you are a fellow actor, so she probably was like, oh my God.
And she looked at me like this. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I talked about but Brian Cox and Kieran Culkin, all of them. I don't know what you do.
There's not a lump in the bunch.
There's not a lump in the bunch.
Even the actors playing photographers.
Everybody, Jerry Jones, Fisher Stevens.
In case you're wondering what we're talking about, it's a show called Succession.
Yeah.
Not Law and Order SVU.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong show. I asked if I could be on it. What?
Kelly.
You did? Did you actually? Did you not?
I know, I'm just putting it out for the universe.
We manifest things on this show, by the way.
By the way,
Mariska would like a role. Maybe a crime is committed, and you could like a crossover.
I'm not afraid of a crossover.
You know, my middle name. It's funny. My mom called me. No, we spent an inordinate amount of time talking about Succession on this show, and my mom calls me and says, I just discovered this new show called Succession. Have you seen it? I go, you say you watch my show, but you mustn't, because you would have heard about Succession, right?
I watch your show.
Yes, exactly.
It's just that I'm happy that we have this in common, and now we're BFFs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, any questions?
Yes.
Now, let's talk about you.
Let's talk about you.
What about Halloween?
Break it down
What
for us.
will
What's
you be this year? Do you decorate? Give me everything.
Hold on. Well, first of all, this year is a spoiler. Should I tell you what I'm being?
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you. Do you want to?
Yes, I will, because I'm proud of it.
Okay.
I'm going as Dorothy. I feel like we're the same age, and it feels right. My kids decide every year, and I just wait because they decide.
Giving them way too much power.
Oh no! They're really good at it. They're really good at it, and so look at us. That's when I was a Greek goddess.
That's adorable.
That was a good year.
Yep.
But so we're going as the Wizard of Oz. We just want. Oh, isn't that fantastic? That was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that was my favorite movie too. But yes, so we're doing full Wizard of Oz, and even with Toto.
That's incredible.
Listen, we've got to get a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the romance for Olivia Sid and Logan Roy. Right after this, it's a crossover. We'll be right back. It's an exclusive.
Still ahead on Live. Cisco performs Locked On.
On the outside, I looked fine. I got really good at masking my depression. But inside was a different story. Even though I'd been on an antidepressant for months, I was still feeling depressed.
Is there anything more I can do?
Yes, I think Rexulti may help. When taken with an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to reduce depression symptoms an extra 62% compared to the antidepressant alone. So you can stay on your current treatment and help build on your progress.
Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have an increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and worsen depression in those under 25. Call your doctor about fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which could be life-threatening, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Increased cholesterol, weight gain, high blood sugar, decreased white blood cells, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, seizures, trouble swallowing may occur. When depression sets you back, keep moving forward. Talk to your doctor about adding Rexulti to your antidepressant.
Brushing only reaches 25% of your mouth. Listerine cleans virtually 100%, helping to prevent gum disease and bad breath. Never settle for 25%. Always go for 100. Bring out the bold.
Quaker could have stuck at 24 grams of whole grains. Instead, we have vitamin D, calcium, iron, and no artificial flavors. And yes, those are delicious bits of s'mores. At breakfast time, go with that grain of all time. Quaker Oats, a super trusted superfood.
What can I do with less asthma? To fix it, I can do more beginner's yoga. Namaste. Surprise party. Oh, guys. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks. Agree. So I can do more of the things I love. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma?
Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Captain, the next rider is here.
Need a good deal?
I think now that we've established that we're both liars, I think you didn't tell me that your crime rate was very low.
Should I have?
We are old friends.
That was Law & Order SVU, 23 seasons, what, 500 episodes. And you were just saying you've seen that one so many times you can barely see it.
Can I tell you something? It's funny. They sent me the link so many times, and I was actually too nervous to watch it. Why? You know, it's that obviously I've been doing this show for so long, and Olivia Benson is in me, but I think that the idea of the 500th episode was like so much pressure or something on me, and I was so nervous every day coming to work this day because it was. I guess you know how it is when you're doing a show for so long. You're in the grind. You're in the grind, and our hours are different. Yes, than yours, but you're in the grind, and all I'm doing is like, it's a marathon, and you're on the hamster wheel of lines on shit, cuts, edit, cuts, new script, blah, blah, blah.
They don't really understand how much work a show like that is. I think they watch it and they think it's an incredible journey. It's like watching a film every week.
It's like making a film every week.
It's like making a movie, and it is the labor intensiveness is.
It's a lot, but some episodes aren't quite as difficult. But for me, this was sort of like this moment to take in what we've made, what we've created, and then Abe Quinn. I cannot say enough about what an incredible experience it was, and how safe we both felt with each other. But also our executive producer, showrunner Warren Light, said yesterday, because he called me so generously and said, "Oh my God, it's so good. You're so good. He's so good. You guys," and this is a perfect way to say it. He goes, "You guys are such great acting partners."
And that was such a, because all of a sudden that takes you back to acting class.
But that's what it felt like. We were just deeply connected and felt deeply safe, which takes time usually.
Yeah.
And it was a gift, and I was nervous, but I know that I'll be proud of it because it was a great script.
Here's to 500 more.
I mean,
congratulations.
That's amazing. One of these days, talking about our lack of sleep, like our total lack of sleep. Yes, but they should send you in bed.
Right?
Yes.
The 500th episode of Law & Order SVU airs Thursday, 9 p.m. Thank you.
Tomorrow on Live from the Center, Bill Pullman.
Hey, I'm Joe Montana. When you get to be our age, you have little patience for nonsense and inefficiency. After years of practice, you become a pro at pretty much everything. So when I qualified for Medicare, I got WellCare. They're pros at making things streamlined, efficient, and convenient. WellCare offers great benefits like free grocery, meal, and prescription delivery. And if you need to see a doctor, you can get in-home visits and 24/7 virtual visits. WellCare is no nonsense, just great benefits and none of the hassles.
WellCare is committed to getting rid of the nonsense and inconvenience associated with health insurance. Instead, we're just focusing on giving you great benefits. So don't delay. Act now. WellCare. It's Medicare done well.
When it comes to blankets, size matters. Same goes for your law firm. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Introducing Assurance Wireless Unlimited. If you qualify for the federal government's temporary emergency broadband benefit, you'll get a free smartphone, free unlimited data, free unlimited texts, free unlimited minutes, plus 10 gigabytes of free hotspot data, all free for a limited time. See if you qualify at assurancewireless.com/unlimited. Apply now.
You've been in an accident and you're not sure what to do. Deal with the insurance company or call Goldblatt Singer. You'll never know what you get if you deal with the insurance company, but with Goldblatt Singer, the signs are clear. We're here for you 24/7. Call us free. The consultation is free. And when we take your case, you'll get a legal team that's on your side until you get the money you need and deserve. Don't get lost after an accident. Call Goldblatt Singer, the St. Louis Injury Law Firm.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need help now. I'm attorney Mike DePasquale. And don't talk to the insurance companies until you talk to my firm. After hiring Mike and his team, they got me over $900,000. If you've been injured, call me. I've got this.
This is your jam lineup with Mark. A little over 2 decades ago, our next guest blew up the music charts with the thong song. He's recreated his big hit from so many years ago. Here's Cisco with La Thong Song.
We gotta talk about, you know, fine things in life. Check it out. So scary, you know what I'm doing, shaking that baby, with a touch in the heart so devilish. She living this on a hip-hop rock, groove to the groove, the neck and up, not just one thing, she like the rock, so the women that ain't got no pride, has some sort of thing, try to keep, rise up, one, baby, but, let me see that song. Baby, that's all.
We'll talk with Cisco when we return. It's almost time for live spectacular virtual Halloween costume contest. The winners will receive prizes totaling $10,000. Go to our website for all the details.
Next live, Bill Pullman from the Sinner, plus the Points Guy. And October 29th, it's Live's Out of This World Halloween.
It's going to be such an incredible show.
It's already gone to our heads.
ABC 30 is your home for entertainment. Enjoy some fun and games.
Welcome to Family Confusion. Sit back and have a laugh. ABC 30, simply entertaining. Magic is calling you to the Walt Disney World 50th Anniversary Celebration. If you live in the St. Louis area and have Medicare, we invite you to discover the Essence difference. With more doctors and hospitals to choose from, more benefits, and even lower copays, our Medicare plans offer more than ever before. Find out how you can get more coverage for doctor visits, hospital stays, and prescription drugs, plus money-saving benefits like dental, vision, and more for as low as a $0 premium with a Medicare plan from Essence Healthcare.
I'm always suggesting Essence. They're here in our hometown, and they take care of everything for you. Can't get better than that.
We offer affordable Medicare coverage that provides the benefits you need and the service you expect, working closely with your doctor to deliver coordinated, high-quality health care so that you can live your healthiest life. Call 1-877-603-0731 now to request your free information kit. Essence Healthcare. A healthy tomorrow starts today.
All right, we're back with Cisco. Performing that song still, what's it feel like? So many years.
You know, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's like an actual song if you can wear it right.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought of it that way.
Well, you were showing him your song right during commercial break. Am I wrong?
I've been working on it. What if you were to do a show and not do that song?
Yeah, I don't think they would let me leave. But you know, we have a new version of the song. We put it out like in less than a day, 1 million views, number 5 on YouTube, number 5 around the world, I believe. Well, Trilla's been helping.
Yeah.
They like the song. It's good to have it.
I gotta tell you, it's like if the song is going to be with you for the rest of your life, career, that's the song to have, because that is a song that never gets old. I never get tired of hearing it. It's on every playlist that I have in my life.
I just want you to know there was a moment when you were performing and Kelly went over and said, "This is what it is."
Yes, this is our song.
Is that right?
And she was remixing just led to a family.
Well, I told you, a great song, the gift that keeps on.
But speaking of a family, so what's life like for you?
For me, initially I had to trade thongs in for diapers.
Yes, I understand. Yes, that's what happens.
That joke never gets
A thong will lead to a diaper.
Absolutely.
In your life. Yes, that's right.
That's my family. That's Kamiko, Ryu. Also born the Year of the Dragon, and my lady Elizabeth. He was born the Year of the Dragon just like me, so we named him Ryu, which actually means dragon in Japanese.
I see your microphone.
Yeah, so you can't make that.
You can't miss it either.
You're lucky to be born the Year of the Dragon. What were you again?
A year of the rabbit. So Kelly really wants to dance. Do you want to? Yeah. So she can show American Canada.
Okay.
Turn it up.
Hey, I like it there.
How are you going to know when to go off the break?
Friday on Live, Ricky Gervais. Friday on Live, Ricky Gervais.
Now we'll be right back.
It's a taste of fall, the day that you miss it.
Order's original caramels discover the original fall flavor. Your dry skin story changes from one day to the next. Try Eucerin Advanced Repair and Switch. It doubles your skin's moisture and repairs dry skin over time. So tomorrow can be a different story. Eucerin, recommended and used by dermatologists.
Tonight, a church sleepover brings a chance
Only because of the girls.
for romance.
I love your elbows. Do you notice?
The Wonder Years. Tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Wendy's Biggie Bag is a biggie deal with everything you ever want, like a junior bacon cheeseburger or double stack, plus all this for not so biggie $5.
Secure the bag.
The $5 biggie bag, only at Wendy's.
Okay, I'm up. 5 more minutes. Right for your piece of that pit cat bar.
Looking skin could start it. New Age Perfect Midnight Serum from L'Oreal. With our exclusive antioxidant complex, reveals millions of new skin surface cells to my skin and every night. See fewer wrinkles, firmer, radiant, younger looking skin. And it's preferred to the #1 luxury night serum. New Age Perfect Midnight Serum from L'Oreal Paris. Because you are worth it.
Bro, one more time.
That's just be good. Ludicrous change just flow for it.
Are your loved ones helping with daily activities that have become difficult? At City Home Care, your friend or family member can get paid to assist you with personal care, housekeeping, meal planning, and more. Call or visit online for more information.
ABC 30 is your home for entertainment. Enjoy some fun and games.
Welcome to Family Computer.
Sit back and have a laugh. ABC 30, simply entertaining.
Welcome back, Demons. We have some proof that someone's doing some good work out there in the world.
Kristen Baker from Ann Arbor, Michigan says, walking at the playground, I asked his permission to send in this picture.
Wait,
Thank you, that's very nice.
Hold on, do you know who these boys are?
Yeah, they're his wrestling team.
I mean, look at the wrestling sweatshirt.
Yes, yep.
How did they build this?
These guys, Ryan, I just want you to know, could immobilize you in 1 second.
3 of them. Sure, 3 of them against 1.
Yeah.
I wrestled for like a week and then I thought, this is...
I know, I actually told what he meant, that he wrestled.
For a week.
Well, I told him he wrestled.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's keep it like that. Yeah,
I was like, you know, Ryan also wrestled.
He's D1, I was a week in high school. All right. Deborah from Highlands, North Carolina says, we were talking about fish earlier and the cheeks. And she says fish cheeks may be an Italian delicacy, but they're also quintessentially Chinese.
Yes.
I think they're universal, the cheeks. I think it's a universal thing.
Gelman, please. We're talking about the cheeks of the fish's face. Gelman's talking about different cheeks.
They're also universal, Gelman.
Nan Berry from Dearborn Heights, Michigan says, please let Kelly know, yes, I'm here, that U of M is a special place. My son met his future bride there during an internship in grad school. And they will be married this weekend. Go Blue.
Oh, nice.
That's David and Claudia. Hey, congrats, guys. That's great.
This is Dan out of Canada saying, Happy Sloth Day.
National Sloth Day. National Sloth Day.
They don't get enough credit. They don't get enough.
We should tell Anderson that is his, favorite animal, the sloth. Yes.
Had I known yesterday, could have brought it up. Would have been an icebreaker.
Noel Cassidy from Easton, Pennsylvania says my 15-month-old granddaughter has been a fan since she was 2 months old. Whenever I say, where's Kelly and Ryan, she runs to the TV. Even if it's turned off, she looks for you guys. That's very sweet.
There's a clock. Let's see if they're watching it live or if it's taped. What time does that say?
You're asking me?
You're the one that a lot of my friends. Can I see the time?
Yeah, it's 9:06.
So right on. Thank you for watching it in real time.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't. It's so cute. This is from Brittany Zaruta in Dallas, Pennsylvania. 6-month-old Juliana celebrating her first Halloween. Are you kidding me? That is the cutest thing ever.
That's really adorable.
Guess what? There's more live after this. Yeah, more.
If you would like to know more about anything you see online, just log on to our website at KellyandRyan.com.
Arm & Hammer Plus OxiClean with odor blasters. Stains are removed and odors eliminated. For a deep, powerful clean. More power to you.
Excuse me, is that a plug-in car? The Santa Fe has a plug in it? How does that work exactly, you wonder? Well, it works just like a Santa Fe, except it has both electric and gas. Is that on voiceover? Evolve your journey in the first ever Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EV.
Slotomania makes every day fantastic. You never know what will today spin. Download Slotomania now, the #1 free slot game, and find out what will today spin.
Is struggling to manage your type 2 diabetes knocking you out of your zone? Lowering your A1C with once-weekly Ozempic can help you get back in it.
My zone, lowering my A1C, CV risk, and losing some weight. Now, back to the game.
Ozempic is proven to lower A1C. Most people who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. And you may lose weight. Adults lost on average up to 12 pounds. In adults also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
Ozempic helped me get back in my type 2 diabetes zone.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Looking to get back in your type 2 diabetes zone? Ask your healthcare provider today about once-weekly Ozempic.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
On Modern Family, there are big laughs, nervous laughs, live, love, laugh. Modern Family Nightly.
Tonight at 10 on ABC 30.
Introducing Assurance Wireless Unlimited. If you qualify for the federal government's temporary emergency broadband benefit, you'll get a free smartphone, free unlimited data, free unlimited texts, free unlimited minutes, plus 10 gigabytes of free hotspot data, all free for a limited time. See if you qualify at assurancewireless.com/unlimited. Apply now.
ABC 30 is your home for entertainment. Enjoy some fun and games.
Welcome to Family Confusion.
Sit back and have a laugh. ABC 30, simply entertaining. Closed caption sponsored in part by.
Some people have joint pain, plus have high blood pressure. They may not be able to take just anything for pain. That's why doctors recommend Tylenol. It won't raise blood pressure the way that Advil, Aleve, or Motrin sometimes can. For trusted relief, trust Tylenol.
Frog Tape is the only painter's tape treated with patented paint block technology, giving you the sharpest lines possible. For sharp lines, every time, Frog it.
Ooh, what a messy play. Here comes the MVP from the three-point line. It's good. For the sharpest finish, get Frog Tape Painter's Tape.
Check this out. Donna Soroka from Rockledge, Florida says, my husband Mark. Hey, she's a husband Mark too. My husband Mark enjoying his birthday. Watching your show with his new mug. Happy birthday, Mark.
He looks like a relative of yours or mine.
Both of ours.
Or both of ours. A hybrid of our relatives.
We are related.
Tomorrow on the show, Bill Pullman will join us.
And picks from the points guy, Brian Kelly.
Yes, looking forward to that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We will see you then, everybody. Bye-bye. That's quality. ABC 30, simply entertaining.
If you live in the St. Louis area and have Medicare, we invite you to discover the Essence difference.
With more doctors and hospitals to choose from, more benefits, and even lower copays, our Medicare plans offer more than ever before. Find out how you can get more coverage for doctor visits, hospital stays, and prescription drugs, plus money-saving extra benefits like dental, vision, and more for as low as a $0 premium with a Medicare plan from Essence Healthcare. Just call 1-866-540-4257 to request your free information kit from Essence.
This was the best plan for the money for me. With all the benefits that I get from Essence. They take care of everything for you. Can't get better than that.
With Essence, you'll get more $0 benefits, plus the high-quality care and service we're known for.
My husband and I are both on Essence, and it's really been a godsend for us because with all the medications he has to take, it's helpful not to be able to pay those huge copays.
An Essence Medicare plan protects you from hidden or unexpected costs that can put a burden on your retirement. This is important protection not available with traditional Medicare plans.
When you have a definite fixed income, you want something that you don't have to worry about paying. And you don't have to worry about it at all.
We offer affordable Medicare coverage that provides the benefits you need and the service you expect, working closely with your doctor to deliver coordinated, high-quality health care so that you can live your healthiest life, pursuing the things you enjoy most.
Essence lets you live your life without having to worry about your health care.
Call 1-866-540-4257 now to request your free information kit. Essence Healthcare. A healthy tomorrow starts today.
Fuse Historic Season 25 continues live. January 6 degrees of separation. As the House Committee votes to hold Steve Bannon in contempt for defying a subpoena to testify about his role in the Capitol insurrection, Mitch McConnell tries to distance the GOP.
We need to be talking about the future and not the past.
But do some Republicans need to be held accountable for this? And the 66th U.S. Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, is taking on Hot Topics as our special guest co-host and sharing memories of her friend and colleague, General Colin Powell. Plus, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is live with his battle plans for the infrastructure bill and supply chain crisis, and telling you why people who slammed him for taking time off to care for his baby twins need a wake-up call about family leave in America. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Hayes, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin. Now, let's get things started.
I would just like to say, Sonny, you look like a confection. You look like I don't know what you all know, but she looks like a confection today because it's her birthday. My mother, who's probably watching, always dressed me up in a princess dress for my birthday. It always made me feel very special. Thank you, Mom. And I never outgrew it. So this is by Zimmerman, and our fantastic private friend found it for me. That's so interesting. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. And I can say that because, you know, now joining us at our table is a very, very special guest co-host today. Please welcome the 66th U.S. Secretary of State,
and current director of the Hoover Institution at Stanford University, Condoleezza Rice. So, the nation is still mourning the loss of General Colin Powell, who was a longtime friend I know and a colleague of yours. And I'd love to ask you, how will you remember him?
Well, we are mourning his loss. We have lost a great American patriot. We've lost a role model for all of us. But I think what we'll remember is that he was somebody who took full advantage of America's promise. He believed that he could be what he wanted to be. Whatever. Yeah. But the most important thing is he always paid it forward. He always passed it on to someone else. You know, he was a great statesman. He was a great military man. He used to say that the soldiers were his second family, and he acted in that way. But Colin will be remembered for his integrity. He will be remembered for his dignity, and he'll be remembered by me as just a really, really great friend who first invited me to meet him when I was a 31-year-old professor, and I got this call, General Powell would like to meet you. And it was like, oh, you mean General Powell wants to meet me? But he was inspiring but not intimidating. That's how we remember. Yeah.
He seemed like he was fun, because every time he came to the show, we had laughs with him.
Oh, yes, he had a great sense of humor. Found a lot of things funny, a lot of things absurd. And by the way, let me just say to his family, to Alma and to the kids and grandkids, he was also just a great family man. I know they're feeling a great sense of loss as well. So, condolences and prayers to them.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, it was something. So yesterday, the House committee investigated the January 6th attack voted to hold Steve Bannon in criminal contempt for defying a subpoena to testify about his role in the Capitol insurrection, which could mean a year in jail or maybe even more. And perhaps a fine of, $100,000. But Senator Mitch McConnell says it's time to let bygones be bygones. Well, just take a look now.
I think we need to be talking about the future and not the past. I think the American people are focusing on this administration, what it's doing to the country. And it's my hope that the 22 election will be a referendum on the performance of the current administration, not a rehash of suggestions about what may have happened in 2020.
So the fact that he says what may have happened, it's just like Mitch. You saw what happened. You know what that was. You know, and to this day, some elected Republican officials are still pushing this election fraud, this lie that led to the insurrection. Don't they need to be held accountable? And don't we need to really sort of remind people what the laws of the United States are? I mean, because if anyone else had done this, I don't know that this would have gone on as long as this.
I think he's also talking, I think this is true, he's talking also about the big lie and stop hanging on that and enough already with Trump's lie. So he wants to move past that. But according to what I'm reading, he seems to be out of step with his own voters, who are 78% of Republicans think that Trump should run in 2024 for president. I don't think Mitch McConnell wants that. I don't think so. I think that's part of what he's saying is, let that shit go. So that and also probably wants to get past the insurrection, but he also, I think, thinks that. Am I right? And now my turn, right? Yeah. First of all, let me be very clear. I said at the time, January 6th was wrong. I called it an assault on law and order and an assault on the democratic processes. So full stop, it was wrong. Law enforcement will determine what happened there, and those who violated the law ought to be punished. I also, on January 6th, for the first time since I was the National Security Advisor on September 11th, I cried one day. Right? Because I thought, I studied countries that do this. I didn't think it would happen in my own country, so it was a terrible moment. I will say that night, when they filed back into the Capitol after it was secured, and they certified that election, I had new faith in our institutions and the people who were protecting them. So we came through that as a country that
ultimately upheld the law. Now, I think what Senator Powell may be referencing is, yes, it's time to move on in a lot of ways. I'm one who believes that the American people are now concerned about their, what we call kitchen table issues, price of gasoline, inflation, what's happening to their kids in school. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I would say that as somebody who was a national security expert, maybe didn't see in quite the same way the rise of China in ways that we're seeing it now. And so we do have a lot of issues. And I hope that what we will do is move on to the next generation of leadership. Because even people like me, I was in Washington a total of 10 years. 2 years with George H.W. Bush, 8 years with George W. Bush. I shouldn't know that. We ought to move to the next generation, move ahead and deal with the American people's issues.
Would well back if they asked you.
I have no desire to go back to Washington, D.C. Absolutely zero.
I think it's really politically expedient for Mitch McConnell to say, let's move on, especially when the former twice impeached disgraced president enjoys attacking Mitch McConnell. But the problem is that past will become prologue if we don't find out exactly what happened. That's it. It's not time right now. We will find out. We will find out. Moving on. We will find out. But I'm going to tell you, I live in California, not Washington, D.C. And the American people do have other concerns that we ought to be thinking about and talking about. Respectfully, and so, because, as I said, I thought this would happen in countries I studied, not countries that I lived in. Our institutions have to be upheld. What happened on January 6th was wrong. I don't know how much more strongly I can say what happened on January 6th was wrong. I also know that as a government and as a country, we've got to be concerned about the things that are making life hard for Americans and hard for American families. And that's what I'm ready to do. But when you have 80% of Republicans wanting to see Trump run in 2024,
I'm a political scientist, all right? And unless I could see the questions that were actually in that poll, unless I could see the assumptions that were actually in that poll, I'm not going to take the credit that that poll is correct.
So Quinnipiac, you don't believe it?
No, I said I'm a political scientist. I understand polls, and unless I really knew what was in that poll, I just want to repeat as to what I want to see in my party. I want to see the next generation of leadership step up. I want those of us who have been there, done that, to step back. And I want to move on to better.
Well, I think that the future of the Republican Party needs to get back to what just separated conservative ideas. Because I do think people are concerned with jobs, concerned with the economy. We have different ideas where I stand on immigration. Those are the things people are talking about right now. And until Republicans get back to issues and not sensational stunts, there's no future.
By the way, we all need to get back to issues.
Yeah,
right. It's not just Republicans. We all need to get back to issues because the American people, this passion play that goes on in Washington all the time, it would be nice if our leaders were really more concerned with what is happening to Americans and their lives.
What I can tell you now, is, Joe is at work. Joe is doing what he's supposed to be doing. I would like everybody else to do what they're supposed to be doing. He is concerned about what's going on. That's why these bills and these giant packages, because he knows if he doesn't get it done, it's not going to happen.
Well, okay. Well, you know what? I'm not going to get into whether I think those packages are a good idea, but I'm always pleased that the President of the United States is concerned about what's happening to the American people that compassionately in Washington.
That's JB. That's JB.
Not going there. We'll be right back.
Traveling has always been our passion, even with his Parkinson's. But then he started seeing things that weren't there and believing things that weren't true. That were us.
During numerous of the disease, 50% of people with Parkinson's may experience hallucinations or delusions, and these symptoms can get worse over time. Nuplazid is the only approved medicine prescribed to significantly reduce hallucinations and delusions related to Parkinson's. Don't take Nuplazid if you're allergic to its ingredients. Nuplazid can increase the risk of death in elderly people with dementia-related psychosis and is not treating symptoms unrelated to Parkinson's disease. Nuplazid can cause changes in heart rhythm, and should not be taken if you have certain abnormal heart rates or tickets.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on fall essentials now, like coats up to 60% off, and the perfect accessories too. Plus Nespresso that's just $124.99, and get it faster with curbside pickup or pickup in store at Macy's.
Ritz Cheese Crispers. Where the crispiness of Ritz meets the bold taste of cheese.
I need a bite.
Try cheesy, crispy. Ritz Cheese Crispers. Only from Ritz.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here to alert you to an important Medicare deadline. You may be able to get Part C benefits, including prescriptions, transportation, meals, and coverage for dental work with extractions, fillings, even dentures, all at no additional cost. Plus,
for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you.
Call and check your zip code and get what you deserve. It's free.
With the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies may lose a lot of pay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for.
And be there and acknowledge that every quote creator to boost account on ZipRecruiter, not using the words.
The real picture. There's no CGI, no color. This is the real colors. I love this. It's fall, and the leaves are turning the beautiful colors in many parts of the country. This picture is from Vermont, which is known to have some of the most colorful and best scenery right there. So that's truly a beautiful picture that we're talking about. We love it. I'm gonna put this on the big wall of fame, and they got like hot air balloons you can go through Vermont. Now, those are real pictures. They look like postcards, and I actually crashed in a hot air balloon one time, so I'm a little afraid of it. In the back of an elementary school one time, we were shooting America's Got Talent, and the hot air left. I was like, oh no, we're gonna die. It was in the middle of recess. They started like, Miss Candy showed up. Like, the hot air balloons, I think about that moment, but it's all about beauty, all about grace, and we have an amazing show for you coming up next. We got some beauty and grace, great fashion look. Who wore it best? We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna jump it up. Star Jamie Foxx is here, and we're in the streets for some fun. Plus, Arizona mom who delivered a 14-pound baby. Don't miss it.
Did you know that
Next, they can't.
Jerry.
Oh, snap. It's going down. No, not like that. Ain't gonna be no fighting up in here, family.
virtual visits are just one of the ways
Ensure with nutrients for immune health.
Learn more at UAP.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals. Now introducing Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
Things you start when you're 45. Coaching, new workouts, and screening for colon cancer. Yep, the American Cancer Society recommends screening starting at age 45 instead of 50, since colon cancer is increasing in younger adults. I'm Cologuard. I'm convenient and find 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages. I'm for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you. We looked for the most hidden places to discover the finest Belgian chocolate.
That's famous worthy.
Savor the world in a bite. Famous in this 100% of the world.
Now, I don't talk about y'all American. It's
It's insane. I love it. That energy on TV, I still got my vegetable juice, so I'm getting it together. I always tell people I got lupus, but lupus don't got me. I'm feeling good, so organic stuff gets you right. And it's getting right. I know you guys are all familiar with the fashion staple. Who wore it best, right? But we're going to do it my way, the Nick Cannon way. People on Twitter right now, they say, who wore it best, what I got on right now, me or Willy Wonka. I hear you. I heard what you said. I ain't mad. I get my Willy Wonka Wild Out Fresh on. It's all together. So we're going to have some fun with it and kick in the hump. This who wore it. Timothy Chalamet. Look at him, y'all. He look good. So I would wear that. So did Timothy wear it best or your grandmama's couch? That's right. I see you, Timothy, pinball player. All right, next one. Who wore it best here? The superstar Johnny Depp. Johnny always.